Hey everyone. So if you're getting ready for college, you know there's this huge question looming over everything. SAT or ACT? It's a choice that could feel like a total shot in the dark. But what if there was a way to make that call based on actual data, not just a guess? Today, we're going to look at a much smarter way to figure that out.
Right? SAT or ACT. How in the world do you choose? For millions of students every single year, this is a super stressful decision. Do you just, flip a coin, follow what your friends are doing? It just feels like there has to be a better way to kick off this whole process.
Yeah, before you even crack open a single study guide or buy a set of flashcards, you have to answer this one question. It's really the first big strategic move you make, and, getting it right can set the entire tone for your prep.
So, what's the big deal? Why does this one choice matter so much? Well, think about it. It literally dictates how you're going to spend the next few months of your life. Picking the test that doesn't really play to your strengths, that can mean hundreds of wasted hours and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. No thanks.
Okay, so here's the thing. The real problem is the hidden cost of just guessing. For way too long, the advice on how to pick a test has been, kind of clumsy and just not very efficient. Let's really break down what that old method actually costs you.
You know the old school advice, right? Just take a full-length practice SAT and a full-length practice ACT, and then just compare your scores. I mean, it sounds logical on the surface, but in reality, it's the slow, grueling experiment that just burns through your most valuable resource, your time.
And how much time are we talking about? We're talking over 6 hours. 6! That's basically a full day of school spent just on a diagnostic before you've even started the real prep work. For any high school student who's already swamped, that is a massive, massive time commitment.
And listen, it's not just about the time, as precious as that is. What happens if you guess wrong? You end up investing in the wrong books, the wrong courses, maybe even the wrong tutors. That financial hit adds up incredibly fast, and it leads to a ton of wasted money and frustration. So, what kind of money are we really talking about here? It's not small change. Families can easily spend anywhere from $500 to over $2,000 on prep materials and tutoring. If you guess the wrong test from the start, a huge chunk of that investment is just gone. Poof, before you've even started studying the right way. Alright, so if the old way is just too slow and way too expensive, there has to be a better way, right? Well, there is. This is where a much smarter diagnostic comes into play, and it offers a totally new path forward.
So instead of that marathon, that grueling experiment, imagine something totally different. A quick, super smart diagnostic. It's a system designed not to test your endurance, but to rapidly figure out your strengths and point you in the right direction from day one.
I mean, think about it. The whole idea is to get a solid, data-backed recommendation on the SAT or the ACT in less than 30 minutes. That kind of efficiency saves you time, it saves you money, and it saves you a whole lot of anxiety.
Okay, so how does it actually pull this off? Well, first up, it's all about the research. The recommendation you get isn't just a random suggestion. It's a deep analysis of which test structure and question style are the best match for your own cognitive strengths. It's all about replacing a guess with actual solid evidence.
Next, and this is huge, it's personal. This isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. The system looks way beyond just right or wrong answers. It's looking at your learning style, how you handle pacing under pressure, and what your ultimate goals are. Are you more of a marathon runner or a sprinter? The test you choose should really match your natural rhythm. And maybe the best part? It's completely automated. The entire thing is just a simple web tool. You can do it on your phone, your laptop, whatever. There's no complicated setup, and it gives you a full report automatically. The goal here is to make it as easy as humanly possible to get the info you need.
So, getting a recommendation is awesome. But you know what's even better? Understanding why it's the right choice for you. The next step is really helping students see the key differences between the two exams, so that the choice makes perfect, logical sense.
Okay, let's really dig into this table, because it breaks down the DNA of each test. Look right here at the science row. You see the ACT has a whole section for it, but the SAT doesn't. Now, glance over at math. The ACT covers a wider range of topics, a little more geometry and trig. Even the pacing is different. The SAT gives you a bit more time per question on average, which, for some students who like to double-check their work, can be a total game changer. And here's where it all comes together. This is how those differences on the chart translate to real students, to you. The SAT, it tends to be a better fit for students who are good at methodically working through complex problems, especially in reading and data analysis. The ACT, with its faster pace and that science section, often clicks for students who can process information really quickly and are comfortable with scientific reasoning. The key takeaway is simple. It's not about which test is harder, it's about which one is built for your brain.
All right, so getting that recommendation is the first step, but the real magic is turning that info into an actual concrete plan for success. So what happens after you get your result?
So you don't just get an answer, you get this whole toolkit for your journey. It starts with that clear recommendation, SAT or ACT. Boom, anxiety gone. Then it actually builds a personalized study roadmap for you based on your graduation year so you know exactly what to do and when. It even suggests the best resources for you and creates something called a Score Improvement Plan, or SIP, to help you track your progress toward the score you need for the colleges you're aiming for. It's a complete pathway, from start to finish.
And what does all this add up to? Well, you get students who are way more confident and focused. You get counselors who can give more targeted, effective advice. You get parents and students who feel less stress and a lot more in control. And ultimately, you get what everyone wants: better student outcomes and, yep, higher scores.
So really, the big idea here is that your test prep journey doesn't have to start with a coin flip. By using data to find the right fit from the very beginning, students can prep smarter, not just harder, and feel way more confident when it actually counts. It just shifts the whole focus from anxiety to strategy, and that might just be the most important first step you can take.